what are your most frustrating Commanders losses of the season? I think we're going to whittle it down for the listeners. Just give us one. Give us your top Commanders, most frustrating, want to pull your hair out, potentially want to stop rooting for the team type of loss in the 2023 campaign.
Brad wants us to let the listeners talk first, so I guess we'll do that.
Let them lead it.
But I have 3 critical junctures in the season, and I'll save them. But for me personally, when I gave up.
Right.
Okay? So the slow build up and then when I gave up. All right, let's go to Paul in D.C. Paul, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas, man? It's always good talking to y'all, man.
Thanks, buddy.
But mine's is the last giant loss with was DeVito.
Yep.
That one right there.
Probably Cakes is too.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I throw something in real quick? I'm not gonna hold this up, but Jay Gruden used to be our coach, right? And he failed here. Am I correct in knowing that this guy has a podcast where he's actually evaluating us?
Sure.
Wasn't that the same guy that
he makes
failed
picks
here?
with his son?
Yeah.
He had moments of success.
It's his son.
No,
Yes.
he does a show with his son. It's a gambling type show.
I believe he had technically two winning seasons.
He did.
Ron's
He had
0.
He had a 9-7 and an 8-7-1.
Right.
Yeah, but he still get, when we do pass out the grades, fellas, he still got a failing grade, man.
Yes.
I was just wondering about that, though.
Okay, well,
hey, but
Ron
fellas, I'm not going to hold it up, man. Hey, have the holiday, team.
All right, you too, buddy.
I think Ron's actually technically been better than Gruden in terms of winning percentage.
Oh, no, I don't care about winning percentage. I care about, the eyeball tests when I look at them. Gruden, better than Ron. Now, not a lot better, but better than Ron. I think things were better under Jay.
There were more highs under Jay.
Would the offense be better right now under Gruden?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so, too.
Yes, without a doubt.
100%.
I think so, too.
In fact,
I don't know if the records would be better. I have no idea. I think the offense would be better.
It would thrill me. You want to make me happy, put a big smile on my face?
Bring him back.
Bring him back. If you brought Jay Gruden as head coach and we got him at the podium every
Second
week.
go around.
But just to give you the actual stats,
great at the podium.
he finished 35-49-1 as the head coach. So he started off 4-12. Then he went 9-7, 8-7-1, and the reason why he ends up not finishing out his contract was the next couple of years 7-9, 7-9. Then he started off 0-5.
There was a catastrophe at the end, but I feel like they showed more improvement under Gruden. They just feel
we had
like
more highs under
stale and flatlined under Ron.
Same amount of playoff berths.
Doesn't matter.
And Gruden had a longer run. I'm just telling you that Rivera's better.
And Gruden didn't have the
He's not better. We had more highs under Jay.
Jay didn't have the personnel power that Ron has.
Right.
So
I think you like Jay, so you want to say Jay has been better, but statistically,
I think our offense
Ron's
were better.
got the edge.
I think we were more fun to watch.
All right, let's go back to the phones. 800-636-1067. What is your most frustrating Commanders loss of 2023? And you know what? The great part is the most frustrating one might not have even happened yet. You got 4 games left.
Well, and the great thing is there's 9 to choose from. They've got 9 losses.
Go to Dave, College Park. Dave, what's up? Dave, this is your shot, buddy.
Yo, hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, what up, though? This ain't Dave from College Park. This Dave from Waldorf. What up, though?
What's up,
Dave?
What's up, man? Y'all screaming, man. That daggone Ricky, I tell you. Hey, but real quick, though, fellas, there's a couple losses. There are 4 games that we lost by 1 possession, but the biggest loss to me would be that 29-26 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. I really thought we were going to win that game. Sam Howell had a great game, and, we should have won. They came down, and I guess Myers or whatever their field goal kicker is, he made like a 59, 60-yard field goal. But Sam Howell came down, went on a drive, tied the game. Seahawks came back and kicked the field goal. And my last point is, if anybody thinks Sam Howell is not a good quarterback, you are crazy. The guy is leading the NFL in passing yards. He's shown us many flashes when he has time. So take them first couple picks. Let's build around Sam Howell. Get him aligned. The guy showed flashes when he has time. Thanks for taking my call. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Big old Howler.
He definitely shows flashes.
I think I'm a howler.
You're Lock, you're a howler.
Let's go to Alex, College Park. Alex, what's up, buddy?
What's up,
Hey,
Alex?
guys, thank you for taking my call.
Yep.
Sure.
So the loss that stands out to me, the most frustrating one, definitely has to be losing to the completely defeated Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because we were coming off a good week against the Eagles. I thought we were playing well. EB called a great game that day, and then we lose to the Bears in our next game, like in just typical Commanders fashion. Have a great game, lose to the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, blown out 40-20, and
Yeah.
Fields looked like a Hall of Famer.
Their first
I
win
agree.
in almost a year.
And that was a primetime game, too,
Yes.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it was Monday night.
Or Thursday night. I think it was Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Let's go to Chris, Gainesville. Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, boys, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, good.
My most frustrating is the Eagles game. Rivera can't even say two sentences without using the word opportunity 10 times. So he has this opportunity at the end, doesn't go for two. We end up losing the game, turns the whole trajectory. That's my most frustrating.
Which Eagles game? I'm sorry.
That was the first Eagles game.
First one. Okay.
First one.
In-
They
in
played so
Philadelphia.
well.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm
My
going to give you
apologies.
my breakdown. I'm going to give you my breakdown. I'm a diehard. This is how I viewed the season. It was kind of annoying that we had to kind of squeak the Cardinals and the Broncos, but it was new regime, new offensive coordinator, young quarterback, so I was fine with it. 2-0, I was excited. I actually thought we could put up a good fight against the Bills and maybe surprise people. So that was a dud, but it was okay. We got smoked, embarrassed, but it was the Bills, so it didn't really bother me. Then we had what I deemed as the moral victory against the Eagles, who looked like a real juggernaut. That loss actually didn't bother me.
Right.
So I was still in denial. The loss that started the debacle was that Bears loss, because that was a team that hadn't won in a year. And I don't care what you say about Justin Fields, great athlete. He is not a great quarterback. To lose 40-20 to that team that hadn't won in a year was devastating. So that was the first devastating loss for me.
And let me just add to that. That was a game in which they faced a Bears defense that couldn't get after the quarterback. And then Sam Howell was on his back over and over and over
Yeah, so
again.
that was real. That was the start of the downfall for me. And then the win over the Falcons, I didn't even get that much joy in it because they're the Falcons, and I don't care. I disrespected them. I knew we would beat them, and we beat them. That second loss that crushed me was that 14-7 embarrassment to the Giants.
Yep.
That was humiliating. In fact, I think I was at my son's fall ball game up in New York, and I was getting updates, and I was listening to it, and I couldn't believe how bad both teams played. That was devastating. So that was the second one. Then we lose again to the Eagles in a tight one, and I'm holding on. Okay,
Yep.
I still have some faith.
Even though you didn't call that a moral victory?
No, there's no more victories.
Kind of was a little
But
bit.
kind of, and I was like, okay, they're good. We played another tough game against the Eagles, so I'm still hanging in there. And then we beat the Patriots, but frankly, like
Didn't
I
look
told
that
you,
great.
I thought we would beat the Patriots. I didn't even gain that much pleasure in it because I knew we'd beat the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks lost, and it's not that the Seahawks are bad. They're nothing like the Bears. They're a good team, but they're not unbeatable. The Seahawks loss ended the season for me because we were 4-5 going into it. It's a good team, not a great team. It was a very winnable game. Losing that game ended the season for me. After that, it just became humiliating. What happened to the Giants, the Cowboys, the Dolphins just adds insult to injury. But the season was over when we lost to Seattle. They killed us.
Seattle, yeah.
So after that, I watched the last 3 games passionless.
And we missed out on a drab cream pie.
Yes,
That's
we
right.
missed out on
That would have been
too.
big. The first Giant game, they haven't had success with the Giants against Brian Daboll since he's been hired. Daboll hadn't lost to him. And then Tyrod was playing that game. All right.
Right.
He's not great, but he's a backup experienced
He's
veteran.
serviceable.
The second Giant game at home to Tommy DeVito, when we loaded up on him, I put my whole FanDuel account on him, on Washington, on the money line. They were our survivor pick. That was the game. If I was a huge Commander fan, that would be, even though they were probably out of the playoffs anyway, that's the one that was most disgusting.
From there on, you could almost make the argument from that Giant game on that subconsciously, some of those guys, subconsciously,
They bailed
quit.
out.
They gave
They
up.
bailed out.
Once
They gave up. They packed it in.
Yep.
the real eye-opener for me was that Bears game. When I realized early in the season, I was like, oh, the secondary was a way bigger problem than I ever thought. But the alarm bell should have gone off in April when they drafted 2 guys in the secondary with the first 2 picks. But after watching DJ Moore just light them on fire in that game, I was like, they're not going to be able to stop any premier wideouts they face. This is going to be the key to unlock beating the Commanders, and we've seen it week in, week out. And that was the one that really opened my eyes, where you get embarrassed by a Bears team and you let Justin Fields throw 4 touchdowns on you. I was like, this is probably the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To me, though, the
first
worst,
one.
most embarrassing loss is the Giants' loss.
The second one.
They were probably
Yes.
the heaviest favorite they
Right.
were all season
9.5
long.
or 10-point faves.
At that time, there was absolute
But I
disrespect.
said that was crazy.
Absolute disrespect for DeVito. Cake said it was impossible. That's why we had the marinara bath
Physically
over his
impossible
head.
for them to lose.
That's, really the most surprising one. But look, the last 2 losses have been flat out embarrassing.
They've given up 90 points in the last 2 games.
I think the Cowboys game for me is the most embarrassing. Most watched game in NFL history or whatever it is.
Yeah,
regular
third
season.
most watched regular
They're doing,
season
They're
game.
doing turkey leg bits. You're throwing pick sixes. It's national TV.
No, it was a humiliating ending, but at least it was somewhat competitive for
And a half
two and a half quarters.
Yeah, 2.5 quarters. Yeah.
But the Dolphin games, I think, was more embarrassing because we were out of that 3 plays in.
Dolphins was very
We're out of that
embarrassing
game.
because you had a mid fan base just taking over the stadium,
Right.
And then
But Commanders fans are used to that.
I know,
by
but
now.
that just diagnosing tunnel screens like
Right.
that. I mean that's
last- in
embarrassing.
my
And then
opinion-
just the gap in speed and
Right.
skill position
Yeah.
was just
The
so
last
large.
game was that frustrating to me because I knew that they were going up against buzzsaws, and I fully expected them to get blown out by both the Cowboys.
Yeah, but the
and
problem-
the
such a
Dolphins.
predictable tunnel screen play like that. Like they didn't even run towards the quarterback. Right? Van Nykel just took the ball.
Sure. Well,
It's embarrassing.
They said that during the week, Fangio had them watch the film, and whatever that dude's name is, what is his name?
Wasn't it Van Nykel or something like
Whatever.
that?
Ginkle, I think.
He saw the way that
Dinkle,
Wiley
whatever.
was setting up. He knew that screen was coming. He knew. That's why he was right there to step in front of it. He saw a tendency from Wiley. He said, "Oh well, they're going to run this wacky little inside screen, and I'm going to pick it off." That's exactly what he did.
The best part about that play is watching Wiley. He just does like a loop. He doesn't even pivot or anything. It's like he saw it coming. It was just chase. It was just out for a jog.
Right.
You got to watch it again and just
I've
watch
seen
Wiley.
I've seen it 20
And
times.
I said this yesterday. It's embarrassing in the NFL when you're looking at live betting numbers,
Right.
and Washington was plus 31.5. This is the NFL. All right, this is not a Power 5 against an FCS.
Did you take them when they were
at plus 31.5? I didn't because I was going to try and get in, but I got it too late.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe it. Plus 31.5.
Yep.
It
Right,
went
well,
from,
that's why it was the most embarrassing for me because
That
it was
was
from
really bad.
start to finish.
yeah.
It was a bloodbath that they never had a shot in.
Yeah.
And the thing that's frustrating
men
is it
versus
was
boys.
predictable in the sense that they have so many weapons, but so do the Eagles. And they played them great twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
but their
shows-
offense isn't as explosive.
Not
Yeah, but you
quite as
shouldn't-
explosive,
JP,
but
you
they're
shouldn't
pretty
get beat.
good.
You shouldn't get beat by 35 or 40 points in the NFL. I'm sorry. You shouldn't.
Well, it wasn't all offense. They had the pick save.
I know.
So it was like 38 points of offense and 7 of defense.
You know what you should
But they
do?
could have had more offense if
Of
they
course,
wanted.
they took their foot off
They
the gas
just
pedal.
handed off in the whole second
Take
half.
Well,
Take
yeah,
the
I don't
overs.
know.
They took 2 out.
It was super predictable. The team with the most explosive offense going against the team that allows the most explosive plays. It only took 3 plays. 3.
I'm advising everybody in this room to take the overs on Puka Nakua's yardage props when he faces this Commander secondary coming out of the bye. Because that game could and should get ugly if that guy gets loose in your secondary. Go and see what he did against Cleveland last week, and he left a bunch on the table, too.
What's Kyron Williams going to do?
He's going to probably rush
Buck
for 120 yards,
Yep.
I would assume,
If he's healthy.
against this defense coming out of the bye.